Yo, what's going on, guys? Bob Mentality here with a Bitcoin chart analysis for you, and today is September 14th of 2018, and let us go ahead and jump right into this one, guys. Now, before we get into it, the very first thing I want to talk about is the Mike Novogratz news. So if you don't know who Mike Novogratz is, he's a multi-millionaire, and he actually managed a hedge fund, or used to manage a hedge fund, and we're talking, six-figure, really, honestly, 8-9-figure hedge funds. So he's a pretty big guy. He's a pretty big deal, and he has been a very strong supporter of cryptocurrencies for multiple years. Well, if you remember in 2017 of November, he actually, when we had this dip on Bitcoin, let me see if I can pull this up and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Back in November, we had a dip on Bitcoin where we touched down in the, we touched 5,500 roughly twice. So yeah, 5,500. Let me draw that horizontal support here for you. Right about there. So this was it. I remember this day very, very much. I remember I took off some Bitcoin and was scalping these bounces on the bottom. But here on Bitcoin, you see there on that, I'm going to remove the volume so you can see clearly. These two bottoms here, we were supported right there on 5,500. The reason why we had such low wicks here, or such long wicks here on the bottom and on the 4-hour candles down into that 5,500 is because Mike Novogratz actually bought Bitcoin at 5,500. Every single one of these yanks, as we sold off down from 7.5, he supported both of these. So he's the reason we reversed and came back to the highs. And that article is right here. And then this is when he gave out the call that he said Bitcoin could reach 40,000 by the end of 2018. Now he was about wrong. He was off by about 50% there, but Bitcoin did hit 20,000. But the whole point of this is in this article, I'll show you exactly where it says, scroll down a little bit here. Let's see. During a mid-November plunge of more than 20% in Bitcoin's price, Novogratz said he bought 50 to 20 million worth of digital currency. So that was that plunge right here. He helped support this bounce. So remember, his average is probably going to be between 5,500 and 6,000, assuming he didn't sell any. And I'm going to go ahead and say he had to have. If not, there's something wrong with that man. But yeah, so he had a really good average down there in the 5,500. Fast forward to where we are right now in Bitcoin. So we are right here in Bitcoin, and the article came out. I'm just adding my volume back here to my charts. An article came out today on Mike Novogratz. I'll drag this over here. That says Mike Novogratz calls a bottom in cryptocurrency. So this was updated just about 20 hours ago. Let's say 24 hours ago. He actually announced that he said, I think we put a low in yesterday, Mike Novogratz says in a tweet, noting the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index retouched the highs of late last year and the point of acceleration that led to a massive rally/bubble. So he's saying he thinks yesterday we put in a low. Essentially what Mike Novogratz is saying, that he thinks that this bottom right here is the new low in Bitcoin, right? Or we can go to the hourly chart and you can just say, once we saw this bounce there around 6,000, you could say 6,200, you could say 6,300, 6,400. He thinks we put in the lows at this point for right now on Bitcoin, and we're heading back up. So that definitely helped contribute to some of this price action we saw here yesterday, right here. This definitely did contribute. Why do I bring this up and make the connection to the earlier article? Well, the fact that in November, he purchased $20 million worth of Bitcoin at 5,500, around there. So chances are, if he's still holding now, even some of that, he doesn't want the price to drop that low. So essentially what he's doing is he's trying to pump the price and get people to buy above his average. Now, we're assuming he still held this long, which we don't know if he did. We don't know if he didn't. 20 million isn't going to hurt this guy. He can chuck that out all day. But the thing about it is, he did say that, and we're at a similar price to where we were last year. So maybe, did he acquire more Bitcoin? Is he accumulating here? Just keep that in mind. I just want to keep that in mind because that news is significant. You can sort of trade around it how you will. To me, I think that's going to help encourage other people in the market, and hopefully will help push Bitcoin's price to a higher level. And that's what I'm expecting from that news. So I just want to show that, guys, to you, and recall that that article there in late November of last year. So okay, now let's jump into my technical analysis here for today. Go to the 15-minute. And you'll see what happened here yesterday is we had this long sell-off right here, huge wick, which was actually a very good sign because of the fact that we dropped from a high of 6,600 essentially down to 6,350, and that was quickly accumulated, and we've seen nothing but higher lows since. right up here since we saw that pullback. And that is good news. That is a good sign for the bulls when we see that bought up. Now, oops, didn't mean to jump over there to UVXY. Now, where are we at currently? Well, we're currently testing, we're going to test that 6,600. That's the focus area right now for the breakout for the bulls. That's the level we want to see broken out. So if we just draw a horizontal line there to the top of that wick, you'll see there we got roughly 6,600, and we're seeing higher lows up to that point. Now, one thing I do need to point out, look at the RSI. The RSI level down here on the bottom of the chart, we're sitting at 55 right now, but we're seeing lower highs in the RSI indicator while we're essentially seeing higher highs here. Now this, just ignore this high, but if you were essentially to draw a line between this this high currently to the previous high, we do have an ascending action there. So we're seeing the overall buying pressure lessen as we approach this level, and the volume dying down a little bit as well. So could we be losing strength here? Very possibly. Very possibly. We haven't moved much. We are over that consolidation zone I was speaking about yesterday. I'll go ahead and draw that line here for you guys, right about there. We've got a decent, we've poked over that consolidation zone a little bit, and now we're at the top of that. So it might be the fact that we've been in this pattern for so long, people were a little antsy, they want to take some off the table. I get that, but however, regardless, the main focus level is 6,600. I'll break out over that. We should see on volume. But right now, we are seeing that diverging RSI levels. We're kind of reducing a little bit there. It could have to do with a little bit of the lack of volume heading up into this break. That's something to keep in mind there as well. If we jump over to the 4-hour chart, you'll see that we are trending above the 26 exponential moving average, which is that orange line, and then we have the 12 hovering right under the price. So pretty much right now, we need to break this 6,600. Otherwise, we're probably going to end up coming back down to retest that 26 EMA, or maybe even break lower towards the 6,350 as we saw that wick do earlier today. So right now, I'm still waiting to see if we can get a break through that 6,600, maybe test the 6,008 and pull back for consolidation above the 6,500. I'm just remaining patient and watching this price action for right now. Meanwhile, I've been shredding the options on the SPY, which I'll upload a video on that a little bit later. I'm continuing to watch this action. The issue that I'm seeing right now, and I love the fact that we've been consolidating for so long. We broke higher and kind of, stomped in the face of that bear flag idea once we broke to these highs right here. But the issue that I'm seeing right now is we're seeing a steady grind, but we haven't really broken any super significant support levels and held that, like 6,500, 6,650, or 6,800, right? If you jump over to the Bitfinex longs, which is that time again, guys, you'll see that on the long chart, each one of these candles is 15 minutes, okay? We've seen lower highs. And right here, which is when we should be accumulating to go ahead and break through that 6,500 and onto that 6,600 level, I should say, as we accumulate to break through the 6,600, we haven't seen for the past few hours here, we haven't seen much accumulation. It's been, buying here, profits taking, just kind of consolidating. What's been really moving us up is the fact if we jump over to the Bitfinex shorts, you'll see here that we've actually seen a lot of short covers here recently. So again, as it continues, the biggest hope for the bulls is that the shorts take off their position, they buy to close their position, and we see an exponential price move through that 6,600, which will in turn should put more pressure on the shorts, and hopefully we get a short squeeze. Because the issue is here, guys, if we jump out to the 4-hour chart, and I've been saying this again and again, guys, but it's so important that you realize this. I got a lot of people asking me, are we bullish now? The thing is, guys, look at the 4-hour chart, okay? Look at the 4-hour chart. Actually, I'm going to go to the daily. It'll be easier to see here. Again, look at where we are in the shorts. Now, when we get to this area, we do see a reconsolidation back lower, but previously we made a higher low. So it looks like shorts are getting more confident and they're willing to increase their shorts on average at the lower the price level we're at, right? So what's happening right now is we're seeing a slight retracement, which is keeping the price around 6,500, but we're so close to the highs here for the shorts, we could easily just rip up and break to new highs. So what's been keeping the price afloat, and I've been saying this for so long, it's these shorts, guys. It's these shorts covering. Because if you go to the longs, they're not really doing much. And if we go to the 4-hour, you can see we did make I will say we made a nice recovery right here, but it's still a lower high overall. If you're just charting based off of these lines back here, it's still technically a lower high. So we're not accumulating much. It just doesn't take much pressure from the longs to get the shorts going. So if we are getting a break over 6,600, I would expect to see a long increase and a short decrease. That's the most optimal scenario. But if the longs are selling their position while the shorts are buying their position back, or the longs are essentially going to stuff the move, right? And the shorts will regain confidence, will head to lower lows like the longs did right here. We broke the previous low and head to a lower low there. So we're waiting right now. I like the Mike Novogratz news. I think that is very interesting and it's something to watch. However, I don't have a lot of confidence right now in Bitcoin at this level. I personally want to see it move a lot higher, a lot faster, and then look to buy the rebound. So I'm just remaining patient right now, as you could potentially see maybe a head and shoulders pattern. Something like, so if we had the neckline, let's say what, 6,400? Yeah, something right here. It's very possible that we could see, sort of, the head right here, head in the middle there, and then we form another one here on the side. That could easily happen. Of course, I hope we break up, but that's definitely a possibility. If that's the case and we break lower, we could be back on the 350 very quickly and be back in the same consolidation zone. So I'm remaining a little bit more patient. I want to see some more fireworks before I go ahead and throw in some more capital here at Bitcoin. Or if I decide to do it on Ethereum instead, since it's more oversold, which, guys, we have seen amazing opportunity on Ethereum. If you aren't keeping an eye on that, essentially how it works is Bitcoin makes a small move and EOS and Ethereum make a big move. They sort of magnify the move Bitcoin makes. So during this insignificant consolidation here on Bitcoin, we've seen more exponential moves on Ethereum. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that. I can go into that more if you guys message me on Twitter. I can go ahead and break down the charts for you. Go ahead and follow me there. I'll definitely throw out some analysis on Ethereum and EOS on my Twitter after this video. And let's see, and you can see it on Ethereum there. Let's look at that. Look at that amazing move. Same thing with EOS. Nice gain opportunity there. But that's pretty much where I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Keep that Mike Novogratz moves on your radar. Keep it on the Bitcoin 6,400 at the bottom of that neckline I showed you, and the 6,600, as that will mark our breakout point. Let's see if we can make a higher low on the pullback here above 6,450. That'd be pretty nice. Maybe we can curl and head back up to that 6,600. But currently, right now, I am continuing to remain patient. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys right now. If you guys have any questions, again, message me on Twitter, shoot me an email. You can comment in the comment section down below. I'll be glad to help you out as much as I can. If you're interested in joining my private Discord, shoot me a message or check out my Patreon for more information. And I also do have a daily newsletter where I'll send out technical analysis on the SPY and also on cryptocurrencies, pretty much of your choosing, whatever you need me to do. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, this is Bot Mentality. Continue to stay focused on controlling your emotions and developing that bot mentality to trade like a machine. I'm out of here, guys. Deuces.